Alrighty, YouTube, it's your boy Yuxis, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And today we're going to be doing a showcase on power. Most likely when you're seeing this, the next showcase is going to be Makima, because it's going to be uploaded on the Wednesday. So it's going to be both of them, because I want to get the collab character showcases out before the collab ends, right? Now, power here is, out of the two, the better one, right? Out of the collab characters, she's the best collab character. Essentially because her burst ultimate, she's just the better Snow White, right? So I did a showcase on Snow White yesterday, essentially, and the point of Snow White is that when she uses her burst, she's gonna nuke. And power is essentially the same, but she has more requirements to have that extra damage, and we're going to talk about it in a second, right? So my power is not invested in at all, no skills up or anything like that. Just give her some random gear, no skills up like that, right? I'm not going to level them up now. Probably will level up her burst instead of Snow White, but we'll see. But let's talk about what she can do, right? So again, the thing about her is that her thing is really, like, she relies on this Blood Fiend buff that she gets, right? So every single one of her skills basically rely on her skill 1. So let's talk about it. So Blood Fiend, which is her skill 1, activates when attacking with full charge, affects self. Blood Fiend increases attack by 3.78% and stacks up to 5 times and lasts for 3 seconds. It lasts for 3 seconds, but how it actually works is when you're at 5 stacks, it's just going to keep resetting at 5 stacks, right? So it's not like once you get to 5 stacks, no matter what 3 seconds pass, you lose it, right? If I'm at 5 stacks and 3 seconds is going down, but I shoot within 2 seconds, it's just going to start again at 3 seconds, right? So once it gets to 5 stacks, it's going to stay at 5 stacks until I haven't attacked, essentially, within 3 seconds, right? So they don't word it like that, but that is how it works, right? So keep that in mind. Her second skill, Blood Explosion, activates when max stacks of Blood Fiend, or activates when at max stacks of Blood Fiend after landing 18 normal attacks. Effect self, explosion radius increased by 15.21% for 10 seconds, and then reload 100% activates 1 time per battle. So this is a very good skill here, especially to keep the Blood Fiend going, right? Because once you get 18 shots in, your reload is just going to be instant, right? Your reload to shoot the next bullet is just going to be instant and stuff like that. It's not reload speed, just your reload for the shooting the bullets, right? It's going to be instant with a rocket launcher, essentially. I guess maybe it is with reload speed, but I feel like it would have said reload speed. We'll take a look at it when we get into game, right? Now, what makes her like Snow White, again, is her ultimate, or her burst skill, which is Blood Hammer. So affects one enemy unit with the highest attack, most likely going to be the boss. At level 1, deals 936% of attack as damage, right? And then if your Blood Fiend is actually fully stacked, there's an additional 936% of attack as damage, right? As additional damage. Of attack as additional damage. So it's very, very, very strong how she works, especially that's a level 1. That's a level 1 skill right there. I'm assuming at level 10 is just... God knows what's happening, right? But again, you must have full stacks of Blood Fiend to get that additional damage. Even without it, again, the numbers is still very high, but it's kind of a waste because it's doubling the damage, essentially, right? So for the cube, I decided to put this cube on her, the Resilience Cube, just because it actually increases her reload speed. And if we could increase her reload speed just by a bit, that might be more than enough for us to keep the 5 stacks the whole time, right? And I'm going to look at see what characters I'm going to bring to kind of buff up that reload speed even more. So we're going to take her into the shooting range, and I'm going to take a second to find out what characters I should bring just to increase that reload speed. We don't really need Privity here because we already have the damage. It's going to be more damage with Privity and with Helm, but or one of the two. We could take one of the two off, but we're going to find someone who increases our reload speed. So give me a second. Okay, so the character that is actually going to increase our reload speed by a pretty nice chunk, well, I assume that's at level 10, but Xmas Rupee does actually increase our, what's it called? She is level 1 skills here, but she increases all allies' reload speed by 20% for 10 seconds when entering her her burst skill. So we're definitely going to have that, and we're going to keep it how it is here, right? So this should kind of have us kind of stay consistent with the reloading and staying at 5 stacks, right? Kind of keeping the 5 stacks there. A little cheap there, right? All right, again, that's how build teaming. What am I just saying? What did I just say? Build teaming? Team building. My God, that's how team building works, basically. That's what you call a good team build right there. So right now, she's already at 3 stacks, as you can see, right? She's already at 3 stacks. And you kind of want to look at her number, like her bullet here, right? I have him in the middle for a specific reason, just because by the time Power uses her ultimate, she would have already used 18 shots, if not about to use 18 shots right before her burst. So keep that in mind, right? And if we take a look, oh my. But if we actually look, what's it called? Oh. Whoa. Wait. So yeah, that was the problem there. She re-entered this, which is bad, because that means in order for us to ever get a burst 2, we have to have 2 burst 1 units. So let me fix this. Yeah, no, I didn't even, we literally have to take off Helm, or we have to take off, I'm going to take off Helm, because I don't feel like we need her, but we're going to do it like this, essentially, and we have to have 2 burst 1 units in order for us to get to a burst 2, because Rupee actually I forgot about it, but she does re-enter her burst, as you see. Re-enters burst 1 stage. And while her thing is on cooldown, that's where the second burst 1 unit has to come in, and then goes from burst 2 to burst 3. So, that's the only thing about Rupee, and we do kind of want her to get her burst off, right? Or there's no point of having her on my team, I feel like. But once you're going to see here, when she uses her burst, Rupee is going to use her burst, and then it's going to redo it, and then Pepper will use her burst, and then boom, now we go to burst 2 and burst 3. So here, let's look at the reload speed. Yeah, the reload speed is fast, actually. So as you guys can see here, if you can look at the bottom here, you can kind of see Power's thing is just staying at 5. So we now have built it to a point where she's just going to always remain at 5 stacks. So with a comp like this, I guess not really. Okay, here. So now, that's even better, actually. Oh, I didn't even see it. But that's even better there. Because what happened was, because Xmas Rupee goes into burst 1, that gives us more time to build up the stacks again for Power. So if you guys didn't notice there, Power was about to, her stacks went down, right? And she was still building it up. But if we never re-entered into the burst, by the time it got to Power's full burst, she would have ulted and we wouldn't have been at full stacks. So we would have never gotten the additional damage. But because Xmas Rupee actually redoes the burst 1, we got more time to build that up. So that's very good. Keep that in mind now. If you have Xmas Rupee, that is going to be a pretty good person or unit to keep on with Power, I think, because one, you're increasing the reload speed, so you could kind of have a consistent run with the stacks, right? You can kind of have the stacks there infinitely, essentially. And 2, if you do lose the stacks, while trying to build it back up, she's going to give you more time by re-entering the burst 1. Not to mention your other burst 1 unit is going to have a little cooldown on before they can use their burst, right? So, the only thing is, with Xmas Rupee, you're forced to have 2 burst 1 units. So it's really up to you guys. But definitely, that's a strat right there. So yeah, we're kind of just staying at 5. And if you look at the reload speed, it's boom. The only thing is her shot speed. So that's probably what I have to fix. Right? She's not shooting fast enough. But now we reburst. Now we're at 5 stacks. And okay, it's not even her ult time. But I think when we get to her ult... so next time I'll look at the numbers, right? I'll look at the numbers when we get into her burst again. Like before she bursts, I'll look at her number and see what it is after she bursts, when she's at full stacks. So, Senti's also helping us get our burst off. So Rupee, boom. Okay, so right now Power is at 3.2 million. And with her burst, that just went off, she jumped to 3.9 million. Was that right? She was at 3.2, 3.9. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense, actually. Because, again, my power is not built up. And the last run I did before this, she actually did only do, like, 300k. Yeah, I think with having power skills increased is going to definitely, like, make her a lot more broken. So, this is a character where I would say you probably want to get her skill 1 and 2 up. Right, we can end the run here. Right? But you probably want to get her attack speed up. Not to mention my power is not level 200 or anything like that, right? Not her attack speed. You want to get her skill 1 up and skill 3 up, I would say. Her skill 2, it's not really like a must-have, but I would say 1 because her skill 1 is the Blood Fiend and the stacks. You're probably going to want to get that up. And then I assume her skill 2, only the radius is going to increase. Right? I mean, we could check right now to see what it's going to go up by. So let me just pull up power here. She should be at the very bottom. Yeah, so let's see what her skills are at level 10 real quick. And then we'll end off the video here. So, yeah, as I thought, explode. Like, skill 2, don't even worry about that. It's not really that serious. Her skill 1 only just doubles, though. Again, it's not, might not be worth the materials. But keep in mind, that stacks up to 5 times, so it might be worth. But look at this. At level 10, it goes from 936% to 1,584%, and then double that at fully stacks, right? Not to mention you're getting, 6 times 5? You're basically getting a 32% increase of attack. Well, with that, and then you could probably have Privity on your team. You can do so much with this character when you invest into her, right? So if you have power, definitely consider little things like that. But again, I feel like a character like Xmas Rupee, again, might be a great match for this girl. Just because, again, one, she's increasing reload speed, which is going to help you with your keeping your stacks up. It's just probably like her shot speed. You got to probably figure out that. And I'll probably like look more into that in after this video. But you're definitely gonna want to have Xmas Rupee there just for that extra burst to kind of give you more time to fully stack up if you are building it up again by the time you get to her ultimate. Or you want to no, this is really just it, right? So yeah, very good character. Again, mine is not built, so you didn't see like massive numbers. Like even Snow White, she has the pierce effect too. That's why she was still hitting hard, right? Snow White probably might still be better than Power realistically in terms of that ultimate damage because of the pierce effect, but there's no question that, I mean, Power has the highest multiplier in the game. 3,000 is crazy. So, you guys let me know what you think. And let me know if you guys ever thought about that Xmas Rupee comp. Because I thought that was a big brain. I feel like in my head, that's big brain. But you guys let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.